So today, this is Monday the 7th of September 2015. There's been a lot of talk about all the migrants, and we've had a few days now for people to settle down about the poor dead child washing up on the beach. And of course they're not massively unusual. There's been quite a few of them lost at sea. As for taking migrants, let's just go back to basics. Europe works because most people in it are, by and large, law-abiding. You can have Schengen or whatever it is, the removal of internal borders, so you can walk from Holland. You can you can go from Holland to Denmark, or you can go from Austria to Germany, or whatever, unimpeded. You don't need to have a check made on you and your passport and stuff. If you're a European citizen, you're entitled to do that. That's what Schengen or whatever it is it means. I mean, it's noticeable that they didn't call it the removal of internal borders, because that would have caused quite a panic. Anyway, my view on the borders thing is, if you're going to have no real borders inside the European Union, you have to have strong borders on the outside of the European Union. There's no other way really to work it, otherwise you're saying you don't have borders. Do we mean not to have any borders? I thought we were concerned about Muslim terrorists and stuff. Extremist Muslims, not everyday people running a shop or go to the mosque or anything like that. Not Uber taxi drivers, not Muslims doing a job, but extremists. So why are they just throwing open the gates? Well, the reason is they're caught with their pants down. It appears we've got an almost unenforceable situation where we say we have border controls, but actually we don't. And we say that we are trying to prevent terrorism, but actually we're allowing a load of people in en masse. If you were a terrorist, if you were a so-called Islamic terrorist, wouldn't you take this opportunity right now to get into Europe? I mean, who else would it attract? Yes, it attracts all the people who are frightened and want to get out of Syria or whatever, but wouldn't you, as a terrorist, or wanting to be a sleeper, or a mole as they used to call it, in Europe, to then cause some damage at some point in the future, wouldn't you take this opportunity? So we're just showing that we're incredibly weak as a union, in a way that the Americans wouldn't be, and indeed aren't. Yeah, they have a fence that's breached every night or whatever between them and Mexico, but they still make an effort to have a border, and they still have so far refused amnesty. We're given amnesty up front like that. I want to see people saved. I don't want to see kids drowning. But we have got to decide, we either have borders or we don't. And if you look at some of the footage, not the controlled stuff from the BBC or whatever, you look at some of the footage from private cameras, German truck drivers or whatever, coming up to Cali, and you see the people running across the road and stuff. For all the world, it's like a bunch of school kids. These people are not frightened of doing this. This is like, they look like school children playing around in the playground. And the police are standing there somewhat stupidly in a line holding hands and stuff, while people run past them and through the ranks and all of that. It's just silly. It's absolutely silly. So Merkel and all the rest of them, David Cameron, they can start to make soft noises about those people settling here, and I totally understand why they're doing that, and I want people to be saved. Don't get me wrong, I'm not for taking them back unless they want to go back. Yes, we should have sorted Syria out. Okay, here's my point. We're pretty normal people in this household with pretty normal income. David Cameron, whatever announcement he makes, it's not going to be that 10,000 immigrants are going to settle in Oxfordshire, which is where he lives. I don't know where Angela Merkel lives, but I bet you she's not going to have 10,000 immigrants in her little German corner either. So the leaders who are rich and whose kids go to private schools, they are going to be virtually untouched. Even if Britain took 100,000 immigrants in a month, the chances of any of them ending up using the facilities or anywhere near the leaders of this country, like Cameron, the cabinet, and most MPs even, very slim. It'll be ordinary people whose health services, doctors' surgeries, schools are packed. So the people at the top are going to make decisions that actually day to day do not affect them. Thanks for watching and listening.